Quantity Radio. So, welcome back to another episode of Quantity Radio. I am your host, Shaquan, and this is my podcast where I talk about everything. I give you the tea on everything from love, spirituality, relationships, business. We talk about it all. We're going to talk about it, everything. Now, so I have a guest here with me today on the show, and we're supposed to start off with a song. I want to do like a little. Can we do a little snippet of a song?
Do whatever you want.
Let's do it. Okay. What song? Okay.
You was just practicing one.
Hold on. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For the love you,
I know that I'm living for the love of you. Go ahead.
Ooh,
come on.
Drifting on a memory.
Ooh,
Ain't no place I'd rather be
than with you.
Loving you. Wow.
Ooh,
I don't remember the words,
ooh.
but I'm gon' do what I do. You heard I'm with quantity. Yeah. You with me?
Wow.
That's it. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I don't remember the words. Okay, so I felt like we had to come in with a song because like we've been talking before we even start shooting right now, and we ain't got no sense. No. So on this episode, if we ain't got no sense, just join right on in with us. You know,
senseless. You know it.
You senseless. This is my guest for today's show, Mr. Frank Alvin.
How y'all doing? Hey, nice to be here.
Frank.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
Yes.
You know, to talk that talk.
Talk that talk.
She got the sign now.
I got the sign, y'all. I didn't say this in the last episode.
She official?
I'm official like a
whistle.
referee.
Toot toot.
Shout out, too short. Yeah, I got a sign, you guys. I had it in the last episode, but I totally forgot because I was like all psyched out and shit. But this is my sign, and it's cute and stuff, and I like
nice.
it.
I love the blue.
Neon.
Yeah, it's well done.
Neon lights. So I have Mr. Frank Alvin here. He is a musician. Okay, he is a chef. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that food you be cooking. Yeah. So the topic for today is creative capitalization. Before we get into that and anything else, I want to talk about your name.
Okay.
Because how did you come up with that? Because I met you as Gabriel.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with Frank Alvin? Like, is that like a alter ego, or is that just like your creative side for your music? Let's talk about the name.
Absolutely. So Gabriel is what I have on my birth certificate. Initially my artist name was Checkmate. I really like chess.
I remember that.
Yeah, I really
Checkmate.
like chess. Conceptually, I think that the game of chess is very applicable to life in all facets of whatever it is you're doing. You have to make the necessary amount of correct moves to achieve victory. So essentially, that's what you've done here to have Quantity Radio. You made X amount of moves to get across the board and to achieve your win. And, you know, you're going to keep on playing that game. So that was it initially. And then as I was uploading my music onto platforms, I would notice that there was other people that were going by that name as well. So I shortened it to Check, Chek. It was still people with that. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to just take my own name. So where Frank Alvin comes from, Frank is my middle name.
Never knew that.
Frank is my dad's name, and Alvin is my dad's middle name. So
Okay.
essentially, I took his name, took my name, and I just meshed it into one. And I just like got all that approval and whatnot on like iTunes and my social media platforms with my music. And if you go to iTunes right now, I'm the only Frank Alvin in there.
I was gonna touch on that too. I'm like, how you feel about having
It feels
your,
great.
you know, your music, your name is out there.
Good. It feels good. And because, you know, it's a lot of, your name is very important.
Yes.
Your name is very important. So, and there are a lot of people with a lot of similar names. So, to be the individual with that name
You
only,
are the, not the. The.
Correct. 2 E's in that motherfucker. I own that. So, yeah, that's how Frank Alvin came about.
Okay. Got it from your dad. Your middle name and your dad's middle name, you said, right?
My dad's middle name. It's my dad's middle name, my dad's first name, my middle name.
Okay. Meshed.
Yep.
Frank Alvin. You heard
Sir.
it. I want to take it back a little bit further and how we met and whatnot. So we met at Hello Stranger.
Correct.
Trap Soul.
Correct.
It was Trap Soul?
I think so.
I think it was Trap Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Hello Stranger out there in Oakland, California.
I think it was after the Black Joy Parade.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Definitely was. I remember people coming up in there and whatnot. They had a whole bunch of hoorahs going on and whatnot.
Your hair was mad short then, too.
It was.
Yeah.
I had it short and curly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's when I did the big chop. That's what's making me think we met in 2019. Because I was like, what year did we meet?
It looked real good on you, too.
Thank you. I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to, you know, so I did a big chop again after that. So I chopped it that first time in 2019. Then after that, I did it again. But yeah, so we met there and I felt like it was like just a vibe. Like it was such a vibe when we met. Like the atmosphere was so cool.
Yep.
And then we met each other that day and we was like dancing. It was like a dance harmony type.
That
like
feeling that you got way back when you know, like when Juvenile bat that, you know how you be in the spot, right? Juvenile bat that ass up, come on, right? And then everybody got that look in their eye,
like who they about to dance
like they
with?
ready to dance, right? But then nobody goes to dance. People be a wallflower, or whatever, and you know, we made, it wasn't that song, but the energy
was given that.
Yes,
it was given Juvenile.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that's like it wasn't just like dancing because you know, commonly in the club, especially black clubs, like as soon as the song come on, all they know how to do now is just twerk.
Correct.
The dude is posted on the wall or behind you, and the female is twerking.
Correct.
It was both of us dancing. It wasn't just no twerking. Like we was actually, you know, vibing face to face dancing. Yeah. They don't really do that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Say the last dance.
Yeah, so it was just a vibe. Like from there, I was like, he hella cool. Like he hella cool, and
Likewise.
we kept in contact ever since then. It's been a minute. This is like our first time being in a long time because the last time we was hanging out, like you said, it was at Nick's house. When he was about to leave. Shout out Nick. But yeah, that's the last time, and that was like I want to say like 2 years ago.
Something like that.
Sheesh.
Yeah, time been going.
Time.
But then, you know, it's been
pull the mic to your mouth.
It's been a pandemic. It's been a whole lot of stuff going on. So yeah, it has been a minute though.
It's been a minute, but I'm glad you're here. I definitely, when I had thought about doing my podcast and knowing you, I'm like, I want him on the show one day. I definitely want him on the show. I feel like you would have some great content, some great conversations. Our dialogue is already fire. So, you know, I was like, I want to bring him on. He got some stuff to say, and you doing things right now. You popping, you know. So
I appreciate the invite and the compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got to bring him on. So definitely, it's good to have you here, and I'm glad you accepted the invitation to come on Quantity Radio.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we talked about what inspired your name. So let's talk about your music. Let's talk about your music and basically the topic of today's episode. So first, why did you start creating music? Like, take me back to where you just, that first thought in your mind, like, I wanna create music. Like, everybody loves music. I feel like it's universal. But what made you want to start creating music for yourself?
I've been playing the piano since I was very, very young. I used to have recitals. I used to be able to read music pretty well when I was living in LA. I moved to the Bay Area going into 4th grade.
So you're from LA?
Originally, yeah. And a lot of people don't know that about me. But yeah, I for sure got some LA roots. Shout out to my Belizean family. I'm Central American, Belizean. A lot of Belizeans, when they leave Belize, LA is like a hub. It's like Belize number 2. It's a lot of Belizeans out there. But from LA, moved to the Bay Area, going into 4th grade. I didn't really have an instructor at the time, so I wasn't taking lessons, and that dwindled my ability to read music a little bit. But I never stopped playing. So I would then down the line pick up on songs I like, and then go try to emulate that, or go to YouTube, learn how to play a song, and then just keep developing that skill, keep that ear sharp for what sounds good. So eventually that translated into, I think I want to make music. And I've always been curious about the process of making beats and whatnot, and getting those to sound good.
What age was this, by the way, that you decided, like, I want to make beats and stuff?
That's a good question. I would say after junior college and after my undergrad. So probably like 22 maybe.
Okay.
And I'm 33 now, going on 34. So it's been some time since I've been at it. And it's been a very interesting process. It's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of days being annoyed at not knowing how to do something, having to go and do the research, doing a lot of trial and error. So it's been a process. It's been a whole process. Yeah.
Okay. So you started at 22, started working on your craft. So when you started, were you just like making beats, or were you like full on you rapping, making beats, like doing the whole shebang, or did it like gradually progress to that?
I always wrote.
Always wrote
music.
music.
Kind of had like these interesting bars in my head, and with having a lot of favorite artists too, just hearing what I like. I think a really big influence on when I started writing was Lil Wayne. So,
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, huge influence. Because when his mixtape was dropping, The Drought, No Ceilings, like, he would just give you bar after bar after bar after bar after bar after bar. With the all
GOAT.
these, creative elements. So, that definitely helped my writing, and just listening to other people who I like. So I started off writing, and then I was out of a computer for a really long time, wanting to produce music. And then I eventually got a computer. One of my best friends from 6th grade, 5th grade, David Allender, that's my dude, brother from another mother. He works at Apple, so he was able to kind of help me get a laptop at a feasible price, and I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, because without that purchase within the budget that I had at the time, probably wouldn't have started making music when I started making music. So from that moment up until now, it's just been a huge learning curve and just continuing to learn. So started off rapping, eventually started to produce and make beats, and then from that, eventually started learning how to engineer my songs, which is the, for lack of a better word, editing part of music. So when you in the club, you in Hello Stranger, you at a bar, your favorite song come on and it sounds good, there was a lot of work that was put into that to make that sound how it sound. And the other reason why I wanted to learn how to start making music and producing is because music is very expensive. It's not a cheap hobby. It's not a cheap craft, especially when you want to get it done professionally. You want it to sound professional.
And when you the only source, basically, this is coming from this is all you.
Yeah.
It gets expensive, that tab.
And to cut the middleman out of that saved me a lot of money. So, you know, if we going through the numbers real quick, I bought my laptop at the time for $1,000. If I was to buy a beat from somebody, let's just say on the low end, right? Let's say it was $100. That's $1,100. Let's go buy a microphone. I want a good microphone. Let's say I put $350 into that. Right, I'm at $1,450 now. Already. I ain't even put the song out yet.
Like, wait, watch this.
I ain't even put the song out yet. Let's say I want to record the song, and studios will not allow you. A lot of them will not allow you to do like an hour. They have like a 2 hour minimum, and let's say that's $80. That's $160 added to that for $1,450. I'm looking at like about $1,600 ish. Still ain't put the song out yet. The dude that I ideally would have mix my song, which is the most important part of the process. So
that's the engineering part.
Yes,
basically the mixing and mastering.
Yes. Mixing is the equivalent of getting a recipe and putting all the ingredients of that recipe together. So if you overcompensate your salt, and you know your dish gonna be too salty. If you undercompensate your cayenne pepper, it's not gonna be as the heat ain't gonna be as much. I
told y'all he was a chef.
The heat ain't gonna be as much as you want it to be. So the mixing is very, very important. You know what I mean? Imagine going to get, I don't know, some barbecue and they did not season it well enough and it tasted very bland. Or you took a bite and it was too much of this. That's what the mixing is. The mixing is balancing everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And for that, numerically right now, we at $1,600. We ain't even put the song out yet. That dude for mixing wanted $500. So now we at $2,100. We haven't even put the song out yet. Then you have to distribute the song, which is cheap. It's not expensive to distribute your music. We ain't gonna get that number right now, but we at $2,000 right now. I've been fortunate to have a very good friend lately shoot my music videos, and you know he don't really charge me nothing. He want to see me win, I want to see him win, so we have this partnership. But video wise, people are asking for $300, $500.
Right.
We at $2,500. We ain't even put the song out yet. We ain't even put the video out yet. All right.
Sheesh.
And I'm gonna put y'all on game, artists out there. If you have your YouTube channel, your YouTube setup, one of the ways that you can generate views is by creating a Google ad for your view, which allows you to select the demographic, the age, where you want that video to be shown on YouTube and whatnot. So there's an advertising portion of that. So as you can see, I'll stop right there. We already at $2,500. Song ain't even been put out yet. So having been able to deduce a lot of those costs by taking the time to learn how to produce, how to write better, how to engineer has made me feel a lot more successful in my craft.
Yeah, because it's like you get to learn everything on your own and cut, like you said, cut out the middleman, cut out this person because that's extra money over here, this extra money over here, this extra money over here. Yep. You can just do it all yourself, which comes with a little bit of pressure. So you got to learn how to, prioritize and learn how to, know when to give yourself a little break. And that comes with the perfectionist syndrome I want to talk about in a little bit. We definitely want to touch on that creative capitalization. And when you said that to me on the phone, we was trying to come up with topics for today. I was like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? But when you broke it down for me, because I was totally thinking another route, like somebody trying to capitalize off of your creativeness, or if you're dealing with certain people in the business. But
that's a good point. I'm gonna touch on that too.
we gonna touch on that. But you broke it down like you have to seize the moment, basically. So when you're in your creative space, matter of fact, you don't even have to be in your creative space. You could be doing whatever you're doing, and that creativeness comes to your mind, and an idea comes to your mind for content or a song or whatever your creative space is. Basically, take advantage of that moment, and I want you to go ahead and talk about that.
Absolutely, and you said it. You hit the nail on the head. It's taking advantage of your creativity. Ideas are worth a fortune, but you will never see the fortune of that idea if you don't put that into play. So it's very important to capitalize on that moment where you're feeling creative, because tomorrow's creativity may not be today's creativity. How you feeling today might not be how you feeling tomorrow. Today you could have a lot of elation, a lot of euphoria going on. Your day is great, and you have these ideas, and tomorrow it could be the polar opposite of that, where you won't feel like doing what you wanted to do yesterday. So I think it's very, very, very important to hone in on that moment, because you might not get that back. And when you do act on that moment, even if it's for 5 minutes, you just go write it down, or you go to the keyboard, or you go do whatever it is. You make your first brushstroke with your paint, whatever that may be. You started. The finishing part is definitely more on you, but I think it's very, very important to at least start the idea. All right. One of my biggest things when I'm in a creative space that I want to capitalize on as a rapper or singer is how I say something. For me, there's nothing worse than saying something or how I imagined it and then forgetting how I said it.
Ooh.
That changes everything.
Because you can't get that back. You try to tweak it.
There's been instances where I lost it and then I got it back. I had to repeat it a lot of times to get that initial sound back. But had I just capitalized on that creativity in the moment where I had it, then I wouldn't have ran into that problem.
Exactly. You would have to go through all that, running through it time and time again to get that first original thought
100%.
that you came up with the first time.
100%.
Okay. So has there ever been an instance like where, like you said, you didn't capitalize on it then and it just was like,
absolutely,
I can't even do this.
And that's going to happen. It's going to happen. And that really, that's really going to sharpen the moments where you need to capitalize because of those type of failures. You know what I mean? So it's going to happen. We're humans. You could be in a space where you cannot, or you feel like you can't capitalize on that. But shoot, it's been times where I'm in a party, a club, a bar, wherever, and I have this energy going. I don't care who around me. I'll take out my phone.
Go to the note section.
Notes. Voice memo. You know what I mean? Utilize the tools that are right at my hand.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you want it bad enough, you remember it. Or you'll remember to, capitalize on that.
I can totally relate to that because it's been moments where I'll think of an idea for an episode, or I'll think of how I want these questions to be laid out, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it after I do this or this and that, and then it's just that same energy is not there, or I'm like, wait, what was that? What did I say? Like, and now you're trying to sit there and contemplate on what you originally thought of. Just like you said, everything is at your fingertips. You can literally just take out your phone, go to the notes section. Yep. Write it down real quick. I'm a pen and paper type of girl, but I'm not always gonna have pen and paper. So I'm gonna utilize my phone. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna write down what my thoughts are in that moment, and then when I have the time to do it, I have it right here. And to utilize. So I definitely, once you said that, like I said, I'm like, wait, what is he talking about? But once you broke it down, I'm like, oh, I can relate to that 100%.
100%. The idea is 5% of the battle. 5%. The 95% is the doing. We can sit here and talk, oh, I want to lose weight. I want to get to my fitness goal. Great. You have an idea. Okay. Awesome. Get your ass to the gym now. Go knock out that 95%. Do what you got to do in the kitchen. Go knock out that 95%. You know what I'm saying? Like Inception. We could go movies. Ideas is what they were after. Right? Can you imagine having an idea that you did not capitalize on, and or you were in a space where you was talking about the idea to somebody and they noticed you weren't capitalizing on that idea, but they knew how to capitalize on it. They were willing to do the work for it, and then boom, there goes your idea.
Now you sitting up there sad faced and why that couldn't be me, because you didn't put in work. You didn't take advantage of that opportunity.
Correct.
To do what you saw fit. Yep. And that's the worst feeling, because that could have been you. And that's the worst part. I'm like, oh, man. So every time you get something, you think of something, you got that certain energy. Sometimes it's the energy, too. Like, especially with music. So if you in a space, you like, oh, this is gonna be fire. Like I'm finna drop this, and then you don't do it right then. That same energy might not be there later. Yep. And music is energy. Like I'm gonna feel that. I'm feeling you through the music. Yep. So if that original thought that you had, it's not gonna be the same energy, and it's not gonna move the crowd how it would have if you would have capitalized on it right then and there.
And that's the other thing is with being a creator, people gonna feel your energy. Mm-hmm. So if you're in this euphoria of energy as you're creating this thing, once that thing is created, the people gonna feel the same energy that you created it with.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. Oh man, I agree with that 100%. And also when you was talking about having to do like everything yourself, cutting out the middleman and everything, I know you had even told me about this before. It's basically like a perfectionist syndrome. You feel like everything has to be perfect before you put something out. You don't want to just, I'm going to just release it and see what they say or see how they feeling it, or, you know what I mean? I feel like when you overthink like that, because I think overthinking is a big part of that, wanting to be a perfectionist all the time, you don't need perfect. And that's what I think, that's some of the words that I gave you, is you don't need to be perfect. You just need to do it. And every time that you do it, you're going to get better and better and better. You won't never know unless you just put it out there. And having that perfectionist syndrome takes away from you putting out your creativeness. So now you're wasting time. I feel like not wasting time. I was like, that's a bad phrase to use, but yeah, like you could have been put it out, and you're wasting time trying to put it out when you could just put it out. Yep. And that has also trumped me in a few times that I was doing this podcast, and it's like, okay, it has to be like this in order for me to start. Like I need this. I can't do. You know how long it took me to get this sign?
Talk to
like I did this podcast for like a whole like year and change without having this, and I'm just like, if I would have let that hold me back, I would have never been doing visuals.
And it looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'm like, it adds to the touch, but people appreciate the process. Yeah. People want to be a part of the process. Mm-hmm. So take them on that journey. Your creativeness is a journey for you, and allow people in to see that. I feel like. So I feel like, how are you dealing with that perfectionist syndrome? Are you just now more like, I'm just going to create and I'm going to just put this out. Like I'm going to just flow with it. I'm going to just let it flow.
Shout out to my homie Q. I believe, I forget his handle on IG, but yeah, that's my dog. We had a conversation the other day, and to answer your question, you just got to paint. Just paint. Just get in there. Just do it. And if you're going to, being in that perfectionist mind state, I think that the one thing you can't actually perfect is your process. Mm-hmm. If you look at any brand, anything that has success, from fast food chains to retail stores, they all have a process of how things go. And that process usually does not, sometimes it changes, but sometimes it doesn't. There's a template, right? Like, oh, this template works, right? Follow your template. And that template sometimes will change with the energy, but again, everything has that foundation. You know what I mean? Everything has a set of guidelines. And once you have those guidelines in place, then that allows you that room to make your edits, your manipulations, your adjustments, around.
If anything.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just like, yeah, you got to be able, don't be so hard on yourself. Then that comes along with that. Don't be so hard on yourself. You have to give yourself credit. Like, it doesn't sound the way I want it to sound. It doesn't, but you just, you put everything together. Give yourself credit for that. Give yourself credit for the idea, even formulating, right. And even starting to do it. Like, you just got to give yourself credit. And I think that will take away from the being hard on yourself part. Because I definitely experienced, I know you experienced that as well. Like, just being extra hard, critiquing your own work when it comes to your own creativeness. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like, okay, I can't be so hard on myself because you're a creator. It has to come to you,
Right.
you know? So definitely give yourself credit. All the creators out there, entrepreneurs, give yourself credit and don't be so hard on yourself. That's something that I'm learning and applying to my life on the day back.
Got to.
So like creating everything yourself, how do you not be so hard on yourself with that? Because I feel like you need to give yourself a little grace. You know, sometimes you feel like if you create everything yourself, I feel like it could weigh a lot on you because it's like, okay, I have to do everything. Mm-hmm. So how do you separate everything?
Make a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So having all these different creations is definitely overwhelming because, you know, sometimes when you're in a session and let's say I'm producing a beat, I might hear a sound in what I'm producing that makes me want to go into producing another sound. So you have to also create some discipline for yourself as well so that you don't distract yourself from your goal, from your objective. Discipline is very, very important with that. Otherwise, you'll never finish anything. So it don't make no sense to start all these ideas and then never finish.
I feel like discipline is very important because when you're a creative or when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have somebody over you like you have these certain rules. You have to do this, you have to do that, or consequences.
Right.
So you have to give yourself discipline, consequences. Oh, I didn't create this. I didn't come up with this. I didn't do what I was supposed to do for myself. I'm not going out tonight. I'm not doing this. I don't feel right. That's just me. Like, I can't go out and do whatever if my work isn't done. So you have to, like, if you had a 9 to 5, you know, if you late on doing something or if you don't turn in this assignment, there's going to be consequences. So that's why you're doing it. Yeah. But for yourself, you have to have discipline because you don't have that. Like, oh, if you don't do this, this is not going to, you know, you have to give yourself, what are the consequences? If you don't put this out right now or if you don't do this way, then it's not going to be how you want it to be. Or the people are waiting for your music and you didn't put it out. That's your consequence. Like, so you kind of have to like put that out there and have that discipline and have those consequences for yourself because this ain't no 9 to 5 with rules in the guidebook. Like, you just doing it as you go and you have to really like flow and have that discipline as well, though, I feel like.
100%. 100%. Like, I couldn't agree with you anymore. I feel like you hit the nail on the head with a lot of that. So the
essentially
following through.
Yeah.
You got to follow through.
You owe it to yourself.
Yeah.
You owe it to yourself first and foremost because this is your craft. Like, this is me, you know?
Could you imagine if God decided not to finish you?
Ooh. Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Hey.
If he didn't follow through.
Okay.
Like, dang, you just left me like that.
Although I do feel like some things that my mans did not follow through with. Like quicksand. Why? Mistake.
So you just didn't want to fix the rest of it. Oh, it's cool, yeah. You know. You was tired. You know, I
got it's sand that I could just sink in.
Okay.
Come on, bruh.
Random. No, I definitely agree. You gotta think about that. Like, dang, you know, you definitely have to follow through and make it happen. Yeah. Because you owe it to yourself, and that's first and foremost. So, what's your favorite song? Okay, so I got 2 questions. What's your favorite song out right now? Not by you.
Yeah. Not by me?
Yeah.
I be slapping All In by Lil Baby a lot.
Lil Baby?
I love that song. Like, that song slap. That song slap.
So for those who are not from California, slap definition. That song is hard. Yeah. That song is fire. Yeah. It's lit.
Talk to him.
This song is jamming for the old folks.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. That's what we say. Yeah. You know, slap that's our definition. You know, so if you hear us say, "Oh, that slap," like that song slaps, a slapper, it's fire.
Yeah, I got a few songs in rotation, and I've been heavy on the R&B lately.
Who you been listening to R&B? Because Diddy said, no, excuse me, Love said that R&B was going down. It was dead. So
But you know what though? My R&B playlist has different elements of R&B in there. So there's a lot of like the sing rapping, you know what I mean?
trap soul.
Yeah, it's a lot of that, and a lot of these artists are rapping but singing over slappers, but they have an R&B element to them.
Yeah, I kind of like that too, though.
Yeah.
It's like you can vibe. The song is making you. The beat
Yeah.
alone is just, and then they
Right.
come in with the. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like Kaylin FRFR, Never Lose You. I don't know if you. I love that song.
I've never heard that song
Great
before.
song.
You have to put me onto that.
Great
Okay.
song. Her Damages. Love that song.
Love her.
I love me some Tim's.
I
love
Free
me some.
Mind.
I love me some Snow. I could go on and on. On and on and on. So the R&B playlist is in heavy rotation right now.
And it's the season for R&B.
Yeah.
I feel like too, like fall cuffing season. Definitely. I think, are we still in draft season right now? I don't even know, because they had that whole little checklist, like it's draft season, then you dating, and then you got the playoffs and the whatever, the finals, and finals is not till February 14th. I think if you make the
A
finals.
lot of that dating
playoffs.
stuff sometimes be sudden death matches too, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Not sudden death.
Sudden death.
Okay, so that was your favorite music. That's not yours. So what is your favorite song from you?
Right now, or just period?
Period. Like, what is your favorite song that you have made so far,
I feel like
and why?
my two last songs that I put out. Two of my last songs that I put out are my favorite songs, which is Ease Up and Put In Work. Yeah, I feel like a lot of my music right now, I would classify some of them as letters to myself that are relatable for everybody else. Because a lot of what I'm saying is what I'm experiencing, my growth, what I'm going through, but it's very pertainable to what somebody else might be experiencing. It ain't about, it ain't all about ass and Percocets and, fentanyl.
Oh Lord.
All that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not in the club throwing up hella ones. I don't have 5 million bad bitches around me. I'm a regular dude. I be at the crib.
I'm at the cribbo.
I like to eat.
So you talk about stuff that's relatable to you. Like,
work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Ease Up and Put In Work. Two of my favorite songs.
I was
right
just
now.
watching the Put In Work video, and I just love the vibe of that video too. Like, you got your whole like crew behind you, like, and they vibing with you.
Yeah.
You outside, you have maybe an arm.
Yeah.
I was like, I was very village oriented when I watched that video. So I thought it was pretty dope. It does take a village.
And shout out to everybody that was, available to be a part of that, which is a good segue. Ease Up, I feel like, is my second video with people aside myself. And I really like the energy that I get from genuine people who rock with me.
Because it's real,
Yeah.
right? It's a support.
And it just brings a different type of energy to the music, to the image, to the visuals. You know what I mean? So having those people there was very important and meaningful for me.
I want to kind of piggyback on what you said. It takes a village. Some people didn't grow up with a village, and that could be hard because you always have to do things on your own, or you feel like you don't have any support. But always be open to other people that want to help you as you get older. Because your village, just because you didn't have one when you were younger, doesn't mean that you just won't have one. Some people think like, oh, it takes a village. Like, oh, I knew this person since I was this, and they've been supporting me. Sometimes you don't have that. I know a lot of people don't have that. I didn't have that. But people come along in your life to help support you and help guide you. And I feel like you have to be open, because you can still create your village as you get older and have a solid foundation around you. It don't matter if it was, if it's not from 20 plus years, you could know somebody for 6 months and they finna go harder for you than somebody else would have from the past. So I want to put that out there, just to always be open to be accepting of other people and accepting of other people's knowledge, wisdom, they game, they guidance, because they are put in your life for a reason, for a purpose, and can help you elevate to the next level and want to see you win. Like when people want to see each other win, it can go very far. You know, you got that support behind you. So I just wanted to touch on that and yeah, just be open and accepting. Have discernment as well.
I was legit was about to say that.
Have discernment as well.
Discernment is very, very important. Very, very important because you know, you don't get a lot of energies and you have to be able to tell the difference between, you know, the information. There's the information you're receiving, there's how you're receiving it, and then there's also how you're giving back what it is that you're receiving. So that discernment is very important.
Very important. I know you touched a little bit on your roots. Because I was going to say, like, where are you from? Or I don't know if you're from the Bay or, like, what city. But you confirmed that you are from Los Angeles. Moved to the Bay Area. But your roots are in Belize. The
ethnic roots are from Central America and Belize, specifically Dangriga.
How was that growing up? Having roots in Belize, like
we different
culture. Like I'm not, you know, I've never met anybody that I know of from, you know, had ethnic roots in Belize. So how was that growing up? And I seen you. What was that this year? You went back?
Yeah, I was out there with my mom for Easter.
Oh wow! So yeah, talk
hot
about
as
that.
Shit. Whoo! Oh man!
Like what kind of hot? What, like humid?
Yeah.
Okay, very humid.
I love Belize, but I don't think I could do it during Easter time, man. It's a lot.
Easter, and that's April, so it was hot out there like that.
Hot.
Wow.
Hot.
So imagine the summertime out there.
Nah. Not for I. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was that experience though?
Oh, it was great. I love Belize. I love being in my country. I love my people. I love my food. I love my culture. You know what I mean? I love the beautiful natural women. You know what I mean? Like
out there looking like goddesses.
Yo, it's wild, right? With the humidity and it being hot out there, I'm like, yo, it ain't a lot of these women out here wearing makeup, right? Because their face will probably melt off.
Right.
For real. So yeah, it's a great thing. And the way that my family raised the children with the culture, you know, and just how we are, how we treat people, has definitely set the tone for who I am as a person and why and how I move the way I move. So.
How do you guys treat people? Like,
oh, with love.
With love. It's all love.
Kids ain't talking to their parents out the side of their neck because if you do, you get snapped.
Snapped.
Quick. Funny story. When I was in school in Los Angeles, I went to Inglewood Christian School. Shout out to my Aunt Nancy. She was a teacher there. I went to that school with, I think, all of my cousins. And they had this disciplinary punishment. Yeah, you can get DP'd at school. Called the spot. So if you were in class, you got your name written on the board, and you got a check next to your name, they would put you on the spot. So the school, the way it was set up, it was a small school. All the classrooms, you could see them, and inside that was the play area as well. In that play area, they would have these yellow spots. When parents would come pick up their kids at the end of the day, you see a kid on that yellow spot, you know that kid was in trouble. So imagine your kid is on the spot, broadcasted to the whole school. Parents is like, ooh, he was being bad. Right?
Yeah.
So
all eyes on you.
All eyes on you. And your folks.
Yeah.
That's your kid.
Like, oh, so you ain't parenting right, or you ain't, so now it's on your parents too.
So, you know, I was on the spot one day. My mom came to pick me up. She asked me, what you doing on the spot? And you know how kids be when they in trouble. They give their parents that dumb look. Yeah. What you talking about?
Right.
What spot?
What spot? This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I gave her that look, and, you know, she told me, don't let me catch you on the spot again. So, okay, I got to pass. I was on the spot.
I was on there again.
Like 2 days after that. But I thought I was cool because my mom wasn't going to come pick me up from school. When I tell you she showed up and my heart sank to the bottom of my sole of my foot. My mom then took my PE coach's belt from him. This is a true story.
Oh my God! What
and
happened?
whooped my ass all the way to the classroom. She could have gone one of two ways to the classroom: the long way or the short way.
She went the long
She
way.
went the long way.
Oh yeah. She ain't playing.
So like that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't always like that. Like, they wasn't cracking the whip like that. But
you gonna learn.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
You're going to learn. Some of y'all need to get that type of beating to y'all kids. Okay, I'm just saying. But a lot of that, that's just, and they didn't tolerate any type of disrespect, like none.
I was just gonna say they probably taught you to be like super respectful to everybody, show love. Yeah.
But at the same time, we'll go upside your head.
Right, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, correct. But if we go in there,
we gonna go there.
We gonna cross that road.
Right.
So yeah, that's essentially my upbringing. You gonna go to school, you gonna do good, you gonna get these grades, you gonna represent this house. You're a representation of me. You know what I mean? You're a representation of yourself. All of that. You got to treat yourself with respect as much as you treating the people around you with respect.
And I feel like everybody should be raised like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody isn't. But I feel like if everybody was and continued to act on that as they went into their adulthood, the world would be a much better place. 100%. A much better place.
100%.
How was y'all food? Like, what y'all food be hitting for?
Fantastic. Belizean food, some of the dishes are very similar to like Jamaican food. So one of the classics is the 1, 2, 3. You have the potato salad, which I know that sounds like really basic, but it's the way that it's made. It's just
how y'all make. I love potato salad. So can we talk about that?
You want me to give you the cheat code?
I just want to hear about it.
So the cheat code is, you boil your potatoes or whatever, cut them up. You make the sauce first to pour into the potato salad. So like my aunt's potato salad consists of mayo, and there's a specific type of honey mustard that she will use, relish, and then her peas and carrots. But it's the ratio of everything. And then once you make all of that, then you pour it into the potatoes. You don't make the sauce and the potatoes at the same time. They're two separate things. Because however your sauce tastes is how your potato salad gonna taste.
Okay. So, because original potato salad, like regular American potato salad, got eggs in it.
That's fine.
There's no eggs in.
But sometimes they put eggs in it.
Okay, sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. But the basic components though is that mayo, relish, like whatever other type of sauce you put in there.
Little paprika and all that.
Yeah, that and the ratio.
Okay.
That's the key. And then that with some stewed chicken.
Ooh. And
then the rice and beans. So the rice and beans is made in a mixture of beans and coconut milk. And you cook it in that. And then, of course, fried plantain, right? Not plantains.
Everybody I never knew how to say it.
Plantains.
I'm like, I don't want no plantains on my plate. They're like
plantain.
Plantain.
Yeah.
Plantain.
How you say mountain?
Mountain.
How you spell mountain?
Don't do me. Mountain with AIN.
Okay. How you spell plantain?
Plantain, because we're not used to that. So it's like, they know how to say it. We don't like Jamaicans.
Mountain, plantain.
Plantain.
Yeah.
I don't want no plantain. That's Jamaican. Okay.
Plantains.
Plantain.
What, you gonna put a nation on the end of that? Huh? Plantation. Huh?
Plantation.
Come on, stop playing with me.
I'm so mad. So yeah, next time I order that, and I never used to like plantains at first.
You said it so beautifully just now.
Yeah, I never used to like them, but I do now.
Yeah.
I like it mixed, like when I eat the rice and peas like together, like
it's that
blend.
sweet element that it's just.
Okay. Speaking of food.
Yeah. Oh God, here we go.
I told you I was gonna Listen, you can't be up here cooking fire ass meals, okay? And I've had the pleasure of having one of his fire ass meals. You made me some salmon. I never forget that.
With some garlic noodles, right?
With some garlic noodles.
Yeah.
It was very delicious.
I'm glad you enjoyed
It was
it.
very delicious, and I love salmon on top of that, so it was just like chef's kiss. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, just being around your family and them cooking just inspired you to cook, or
Honestly,
your mom gamed you up? Like,
this don't sound crazy. No, none of it. And to be honest with you, seldom do I make like Belizean food.
wow.
Yes, a lot of what I make is completely outside of that, but I have the know-how to do it. I just haven't done it as yet, but I like making a lot of other stuff. Like one of the things I've been big into lately, I've been making my own pesto. So, y'all might have some pesto coming from me in the near future, buy a little bottle.
Okay. I will support.
Yeah, I like making a lot of other things.
What's your favorite dish to make?
Right now?
What was that you made I seen on your story? It was, you made a potato?
Yeah.
A fry?
It was it was like you get a potato. It's called an accordion potato.
Accordion? Yeah, because it kind of like string the piece like that.
Yes, you get a potato. You cut it to where it's a rectangle. You put it in between two chopsticks. The reason why you put it in between two chopsticks is so that when you're making these lines, it stops once it hits the chopstick. And then you turn it over and you do the same thing. And then it's going to stop once you hit the chopstick, which gives it that texture of an accordion. Yeah. So after you do that, then I took some olive oil and I seasoned the olive oil how I wanted to. So I don't know if y'all been to Oaktown Spice in Oakland, but it's a dope ass spice shop right next to Lake Merritt. You're going to find a lot of like interesting stuff in there. So one of the things, I had some applewood smoked sea salt. I put that in there, some oregano, some paprika, some cayenne, and then I brushed that on the potato. I baked it for 25 minutes. When I saw it start to get brown and colored, I transferred it to the air fryer to crisp it. Now, see, if you look at it, you think it was fried, right?
Yeah.
That shit was not fried at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a healthy eat.
It's always a healthy eat when it's not fried. I love it.
And I've been big into that. So, like on the whole health thing, I was doing some research not too long ago, and fried foods is crazy. I didn't know how much frying foods increases the amount of fat in the food.
Yeah.
So, if you're frying some fries and before you fry them, it's, I don't know, let's say 3 grams of fat. Once you fry it, that multiplies to like 10, 13 after frying it. So I'm like, oh, I need to make some. And I don't be eating fried food like that, but just knowing that makes me want to eat differently.
Exactly. Knowing what you're putting in your body, how you're cooking the food. I definitely don't. I haven't put grease in the pan in a long time since I got my air fryer. So amazing. I don't know why I was contemplating on getting one.
It's
Man, I just cooked some salmon in there last night. I seasoned it up and I put it in that air fryer, flipped it a couple times, and it was good. Like it was still juicy too. It was still juicy. Right? I was like, it was juicy and everything. But what did you say your
my favorite
dish
thing to rate I don't have a dish right now. I have favorite things I like to make though. I like my pesto. I like to just cut up some sweet potatoes, season them, bake them. I'm a big breakfast guy, and I've been using lately egg whites in like a breakfast sandwich, then the whole egg. So I'll like toast a croissant, have my egg white, put a hash brown on that, a little ketchup, call that a day. I've been lightening the eating a lot. But whenever I do want to go in on something,
you know how to go in. I get in.
I get there.
Yeah.
And Indian food, pizza, sushi. I've been fucking up soup dumplings lately.
Soup dumplings.
Yes.
Never had them.
So good.
It's a lot. I just want to go and just eat a whole bunch of food. Just go like a whole day and just try different restaurants, or a whole weekend, go somewhere to another city and just try out different restaurants and try stuff that I've never had before. It's a lot. And you got to go experience it. Y'all just used to fried chicken, seafood boils.
Grow up.
Pork chops. You shouldn't be eating pork in the first place. But that's another podcast. I definitely cut out red meat. But there's a whole bunch of other options for you. So yeah, I definitely want to go on like a little food tour. And
if you in the East Bay, you want some soup dumplings, you can hit up Din Ding Dumpling in Union City, or my favorite is Dumping Hours in Walnut Creek.
Dumping Hours.
Shout out to my guy Joel Crawford. He the one who put me on soup dumplings, Infinite Training. He has an AAU team. He's a great guy. But yeah, Dumping Hours in Walnut Creek. That's my shit.
Okay, Walnut Creek. Walnut Creek got some good food restaurants for sure. I need to go check them out. So, is there a certain way you eat when you are doing your jujitsu?
The jujitsu
segue.
Yeah. I eat as light as I can. But eating stuff that will give me sustenance, that'll hold me, cause I ain't no light motherfucker. You know what I mean? I gotta
be able to.
Yeah, I gotta give me something solid.
Not a protein, or
honestly, like yourself, I ain't really been tripping off meat lately, honestly, and I've been low key exploring like vegetarian options, and or I'll eat fish, or I'm gonna just go really grab the $5 chicken from Costco.
Yeah,
chop that thing up, call it a day. But I ain't really been eating a lot of meat, honestly. And I definitely do feel a difference not having meat on me all the time.
Yeah.
Pause.
Definitely pause.
But
sometimes you just don't want to eat meat, like when you just so used to eating it every day. And then me, with my options are kind of, I don't eat red meat, so I'm just eating chicken or I'm fish or ground turkey. I'm like, I just want veggies today.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll wake up, eat some oatmeal, whatever, and for dinner I'll just saute some veggies.
I got something for you. Very simple too.
What?
So a piece of bread. I like it on a croissant or focaccia.
I love croissants.
Yeah. Toast the croissant in a pan with some olive oil. A little bit of mayo, a little bit of pesto. Cut a little bit of tomato on there and avocado. That's it. Fire.
Mic drop.
Fire.
Okay, because I love me a croissant.
Yeah.
And so pesto on a croissant.
Yeah.
What kind of mayo do you use? I feel like the mayo matters. Best foods?
Yeah.
Okay. Because some people use, like, they get fancy with it and get all the other mayo or put olive oil mayo and all that. No? Okay. I'm gonna go with the chef choice. Okay. What else? So your birthday coming up.
It is.
You a Scorpio.
I am.
How do you feel about being a Scorpio?
Great.
Because people always going in on your side.
I don't know why.
It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Like, so the good things I've heard, of course, Scorpio.
Can we talk about the good and the bad things?
Let's talk about it, Scorpio. I'm just saying what I heard.
I got hit with the echo. Go. I ain't even, for real. I've been chilling. You been chilling? Me, myself, and I.
Okay.
I've been getting to know myself.
No Scorpios.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about that. Right there.
No, because that's the first thing. Okay, so the good thing I'll be hearing is the sex, of course. Like, oh, you're a Scorpio. Oh my God. Like, that's the first thing, people think of when they think of Scorpios. Yeah. I hear a lot of bad things about
like
Scorpios. What? Delusional.
I've been called delusional before. That was a long time ago.
Well, see, Zodiac side you right now. So, okay, but that was a long time ago.
She was tripping.
Delusional.
You could call that a Scorpio thing to say. I don't care.
Scorpio's gonna say what they say, and they gonna stick with it. That's another thing.
She was bugging.
Listen, that is one thing I know about y'all, because I used to have a coworker and we were like this, and if that girl didn't stick to her story, I don't care if God said different.
Hallelujah.
I said what I said, and that's where I was at when I said that's where I was at. So delusional, they stick to their story. I heard secretive. Kind of secretive.
Private.
Not secretive.
Private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you asked about it, it's not no secret. Like, oh, well, if you want
Right.
to know something, I'm gonna tell you, but
Right.
I keep things to myself.
Yes.
Okay, everything's
100%.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you? How do you deal with being a Scorpio? You talk about the good and bad. You tell me from.
I don't really be online like, hey, what are the traits of a Scorpio? But I mean, you really named off all the main ones. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But the one that I am not, that they say is a Scorpio trait, is jealous. I ain't got time for that shit.
You not
Shorty,
jealous,
baby. Listen, if I'm talking to a female, I'm with a female, and she decides she want to choose up on somebody else. Hey, bro, you look better leaving anyway. Go ahead.
No, not that. You look better leaving.
Go ahead.
So you you ain't gonna let that get to you.
For what?
Yeah.
She made that choice. I ain't make it for her.
Okay,
You know
so no jealousy your way. Like it's like
jealousy,
all right, cool,
and
like,
the thing is, like, I don't mean to sound sexist when I say this, but they say jealousy is a woman's trait. You know what I mean? That's typically what you might see, women doing. Y'all seen Mean Girls? Come on.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And jealousy, when it comes to men, people get hurt. Bad.
Yeah, because they really be in it. Like, you jealous, like, as a man, like, your feelings, I feel like, was really invested in that person. You take it to heart. It's like, okay, and I feel like jealousy for a man, it goes way further than it would. Females like kind of catty with it.
Very catty.
It depends if it's two females, but if it's a woman that's jealous over something that's going on with her man or potential mate, whoever she's involved with, I feel like it can go into a rage as well. Because it's emotionally driven. So
Too Short said it the best. The song is slapping in my head right now, but I can't remember the name of the song to save my life right now. But he said, and I quote, "When niggas get jealous, somebody gets shot." Uncle Short. Uncle Short
said that. So I agree with that. It get a little out of hand. You might want to,
Yeah, if he had to
control your emotions.
If he felt like he had to specify that towards women, he would have, but he didn't. Come on.
Yeah. Jealousy.
I ain't got time for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what are your birthday plans? Your birthday's November 4th? 3rd. That was close. November 3rd. So, what are your plans for your birthday?
I'm gonna have a birthday party. You coming?
Yes.
You gonna drive to Newark, California?
Facts.
Okay.
So what kind of it's a dress up type vibe? It's a restaurant.
My cousin is a DJ. He's from LA.
Okay.
He done been out here a few times just to function with me, have a good time. And there's been times where we would go somewhere and I would intentionally look for the owner or whoever is running the event to inquire about potentially having my cousin as a DJ for one of their parties, one of their venues. No love was shown. And or they would provide contact information, and we would never hear back from them. So I've never actually had a birthday party for my birthday as an adult, ever.
Oh my God, me either.
I've never had a birthday party. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just do it.
Yeah.
Right? Just get it done. And it's going to be at O'Sullivan's in Newark. It's a bar. Shout out to Danny. He's the owner there. I met with Danny, told him what I wanted to do, told him my plan, and he is allowing me to, have a pretty fun evening there with my cousin as the DJ.
Oh, wow.
And my cousin nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He nice.
Sure.
So it's going to be a good time. So, yeah, that's how I'm bringing in 34. And 33 has been an interesting year.
It's your Jesus year.
Yeah. I said to myself that, bless you, said to myself that 33 would be for me a year of establishment. And I feel like I've, done that in small doses, but in ways that I haven't before. So, I got a new job. I got a promotion in that job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I competed twice in 2 jiu-jitsu tournaments as a white belt. I took home the gold twice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In the heaviest division, let me tell you, them boys was strong.
Congratulations
shout out
on that.
Shout out to them competitors. I appreciate y'all. Being in my own place for as long as I have been. I first moved out the house at 30.
Mm-hmm.
So, going into 34 and being able to sustain that up until now.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and with everything that has gone on in between then and now. So there's a lot to celebrate. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to celebrate. So, yes, everybody in the studio right now, pull up. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to send that invite. You know what I mean? That's what we got rocking for the birthday.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely gonna be there. Just let me know the time and everything, and I'll be there.
I'm coming suited and booted.
You know what I mean? I gotta iron my clothes all out.
I can't tell y'all what's gonna be
drip
on your boy. Just know that
it's drip.
Just know that.
Oh my God! Well, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I really, really appreciate you for coming on. We done had a dope ass conversation. Absolutely. Let everybody know where they can find your music, and what you got coming up next. Go ahead and give them the 411.
Absolutely. My IG handle is _Frank Alvin, exactly how it sounds. FRANKALVIN _. You can also type in Frank Alvin in Apple Music. You can type that into YouTube as well. I will pop up. What I have upcoming, got some surprises for cuffing season. You know what I mean? Working on something. Y'all might catch a special somebody in that video. I ain't saying who, but just know they're going to make it do what it do, So, yeah, we got some things in the works.
Okay. Definitely go stream his music right now. YouTube, Frank Alvin.
Yep.
Okay, go watch the videos, dope ass videos. So just support. Show my guy some support. Very amazing individual, very creative individual. Definitely show some support to him, and you are amazing. I want to give you your flowers.
I appreciate that.
You're an amazing person, creative wise, and just personal wise. You're just I feel like you're amazing all across the board. So definitely want to say that to you on camera.
And shout out to my girl Quantity, man. Like, yo, I was part of the initial conversation when she said she wanted to do this, and that was in 2019. We about to be in 2023, and look now. You know what I mean? So
thank you.
Shout out to her. Shout out her crew. And then one more shout out from me, my guy, Mickey Singh. He's been huge for me with the videos. So, brother, I appreciate you so much. So,
dope.
And again, thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, to my channel. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to listen on wherever you get your podcast at. Listen and leave a review. Okay, and we'll be back with another episode of Quantity Radio. Until then, stay tucked. All right. Hey y'all, Quantity Radio. Here is a quick clip of Frank Alvin's Put In Work video. Go check it out right now on YouTube and support my guy.
Looking in the mirror, making sure I stay true. Every day different, hard to keep the same moves. Working on the dream till I see it come true. I'ma talk to God if I don't know what to do. Slow motion better than I making no moves. Impossible to mission, but I'm going Tom Cruise. Stay away from niggas who be trying to see you lose. Only rock with people who gon' elevate